brief tutorial on how to set up Pintos and how to test and debug. Right now I have an open connection to Myth, and I'm going to go ahead and clone a fresh copy of Pintos. So you can find basically this script, this line of code on our documentation, and you can basically go in and have a fresh copy of Pintos. So this is a Git repo, and you can see that we have the remotes hooked up to our own repository. You probably don't want this, so you can go ahead and create a bitbucket or a GitHub project wherever you like, and you can set your remote origin as the remote origin of your hosting location. So if I do that, then you'll see that my origin has been updated. So in order to run Pintos, I'm just going to go ahead and navigate to the thread folder, and the thread folder is pretty much one of the two places that we're going to be working with for project 1. And in order to run Pintos, before I can run the Pintos command, I actually need to edit my CSHRC file in order to include this particular path in our default path. So this is the line for the CSHRC file if you're using TCH as a shell. And for bash, what you want to do is edit your bashrc file. It should be in your home directory. And basically what you want to do is use this line instead. So just go ahead and export the path. Yep, these are all given to you on the documentation under Pintos. And so now that we have that set up, what you would want to do initially is source.cshrc to make sure the changes have been reflected, and we can go ahead and run Pintos. So in order to run Pintos, you need a cd into the build folder. And now that I've already made this, you'll see we have kernel.o, and basically you can say Pintos run, well, one of the tests we have is alarm single. And it's basically going to go ahead and run alarm single, which is one of our tests. So in order to test your code, basically what we will be doing is running the command make check. This will pretty much automatically run all of the tests that we are going to use to grade your project 1. And it's going to take a while. And obviously, since this is a fresh copy and we haven't done anything yet, a lot of the tests are going to fail. So in order to debug any single test, you can see there's a bunch of passes, a bunch of fails. Ooh, 20 failed. Okay, so if I want to debug any single test, I can run this command. And it'll tell me, oops, I need to cd into the build folder and run this command. So it'll tell me that it will go ahead and build everything and rerun this test. And okay, it passes. Well, that's uninteresting. Let me see if I can find one that fails. Okay, so this is going to fail because, and it's going to give you the acceptable output as well as the differences. Let's go ahead and debug this. So the way to run, well, let's make this priority. So the way to run Pintos under the debugger is to issue this command, Pintos --ddb, and then after a --, enter your arguments for Pintos. So right now I just want to go ahead and run alarm priority, but I want to run this under GDB. And then what I'm going to do is open up another connection to Myth, and note that it has to be on the same Myth machine. So this one is on Myth 22. I'm going to open another connection to Myth 22. And so I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the Pintos threads folder, and then enter the build folder. And then basically I'm going to give GDB, Pintos GDB in this case, which is GDB with all the Pintos macros, and I'm going to give it kernel.o so I can actually read the symbol table. So it's set up to the remote target 1234, and we actually have a macro for this, debug Pintos. And then I'm going to go ahead and set a breakpoint in thread, let's say thread start. And then basically I can go ahead and see, and it'll give us a breakpoint in thread start. So you can basically continue, and it'll continue to run. So you can use all the regular GDB commands that you learned in 107 and 110, and it'll basically function the same way. So what else? Okay, and there's another handy function called backtrace. So that we have for you. So let me make clean, and then I'm going to insert a bug here. So on some function that is necessarily going to run, we'll just go ahead and find thread start. So on thread start, I am going to manually insert a bug. And since I'm dereferencing some bogus memory, it's basically going to crash. Alright, let's try that. cd build Pintos run alarm multiple. Okay, well, that's not very interesting. Let's see if I can put the bug somewhere more interesting. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and give me a call stack. And what I'm going to do with this call stack is use backtrace. And it's basically going to give me the call stack. So basically that's how you use backtrace. What else can we cover? All of this is, so the setup is here. Basically further more detailed instructions are here. And you can also find some useful information for debugging at this website over here. I will go ahead and post the script. Yeah, and yeah, feel free to ask us if you have any questions.